workstation so you can see what my information sheet. February 20th from 11 to 3:30 at the Dennis Drummond Wine Company. We have limited registration to 40 people, and we are in a ballroom. It's a great big room. And so we'll have spacing, safe spacing for both dining and stamping. Early bird registration ends on Thursday, this coming Thursday, January 20th. You save $5. I'm sorry, you save $10 by registering early. So give that a thought, and you can go. I have a link on Facebook where you can register now. I also have a link at createwithbrenda.com that you can go and register. So we'd love you to have you join us. If you're not local and you would like to participate, we do have a mail option. So check that out. We'll send the retreat in a box. I think I've got this going here now, hopefully. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah. All right. So it doesn't look like I'm actually live yet, but sometimes that takes a little bit to pop in. Let me check one other thing here. Make sure that we're going. One sec, you guys. Let's see if that there. And now I think all should be good, and I think it'll pop on there in just a minute. Yep, here we go. All is good in the hood. I won't be able to see comments here for just a bit, but I think it will pop in here in just a bit. So good, because I've got 2 notifications. Don't know. All right, you guys, here we go. We're going forward, and hopefully you can see me live, because I don't see it on there. And hopefully I have it going to the right group. That's another thing I should check. Sorry to waste 6 minutes of your... Yep, I do have it on the right page. And let's see what happens there. Ooh, it says it's starting. So here we go. All right, I think we are live. Oh, yay, that took no time at all, right? Holy cow. All right, I should be able to see comments. So if you want to give me a thumbs up, you can do that now. All right. If anybody is out there watching, will you give me a thumbs up just so that I know that, oh, yay. I see. Okay, I got it. I see a Peggy. So this is good. And now I just need to turn that volume down so I'm not distracted. Whew. All right. Good morning, Sandy. Here I am struggling with my technology stuff again. But so this morning we're going to work on this little card I've got right here. And like I was saying, it uses lots of product, but lots of good stuff. Good morning, Kathy. All right. I'm going to just set this up here. So is what we're going to do first. You can see I have my stamp and cut and emboss. So we're first of all going to die cut some pieces that we need. And I've got my well-loved cutting plates. I do have new ones, but these are still working. So I figured I'll just keep using them. So these fun little hexagons that I'm using with the Bumblebee cardstock come from this suite called Hello Beautiful. And these are the beautiful shapes. So you get circles, hexagons. There's all kinds of fun dies in there, 14 of them to be exact. So check that out. That's in the January through June mini. So while I've got this here, I'm just going to roll this through. Looks like I have 4 of you on there this morning so far, so this is good. So here's my hexagons. And here's my little magnetic bowl. Isn't it just the best to put your dies in so you don't lose them? I love that thing. And the next thing we're going to die cut is from the Honeybee Home. The dies are called the Honeybee Bloom dies. They're awesome. And we're going to be using this little stem of flowers and using a scrap of soft suede cardstock. I'm just going to die cut those. This morning we have lots of die cutting and lots of embossing. All right, so there's those. And to get those out of there, I'm just going to do a little poke in the holes on the back there with my take your pick tool. This one is very delicate, so I just want to poke a few more holes so that I don't rip those little stems. I'll show it to you here in just a second. You'll see it. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Very delicate, but very pretty. All right, so there's that. And then we've got just this blade of grass that helped fill in when we assemble. Oops. All right, so there's those pieces. Now I'm going to switch there's one more piece to die cut. And you guys, don't forget all of your beautiful tools you bought with the annual catalog. So this is the message die. And like I said, it's from the annual catalog. And there are some great shapes in here for labels. So be sure to give your annual catalog items some love too. All right, so I had die cut this out ahead of time. So there's that. And what else did I have? I think that's it. Well, no. Let's do this next because these I'm going to die cut as well. These are the 3 little bees, not bears, 3 little bees out of the Honeybee Home set. And using a scrap of basic white. I think I'm in my camera here. So using this scrap of basic white, I am going to stamp with Versamark. I've mounted the 3 bees on my H block, so I'm just going to ink those up with the Versamark. Stamp them on my strip. And then I'm going to bring in my gold embossing powder, and we'll give that a good sprinkle of gold. So this is heat embossing with powder. If you're not familiar with this technique, it's amazing. I always think back to the first time I saw this, and it was just like, I was like, wow, it was ooh and ah. So I'm just going to take my reverse tweezer, and with my heat gun, I'm just going to heat this up, and I think you'll see the shiny gold start happening there. Yep. Can you see it? Very cool. I'm going to let that just sit for a minute before we put it through the die cutting machine. Good morning, Sharon. Gosh, I haven't seen you forever. Awesome. How are you? Great. I'm just going to line this up, and I have a piece of low tack tape, and I'm doing this so that I use the low tack tape so that it doesn't shift around. And then I can just die cut all three of them with one pass. Okay, so here we go through. I'm just gonna, oops, I see my one little bee moved. It's supposed to do that. There you go. All right, we'll crank this through. And then this is truly the last of the die cutting. So here's our bees. Right. We'll put these in our little dish so I don't lose them. Gosh, sliding away from me. Love having nails, but they're a pain too for picking stuff up. All right, so let's get rid of our cutting plates. And now we're just down to our number one platform here, okay? So I'm going to bring in a piece of basic white that measures 3 3/4 by 5. And this is that beautiful embossing folder that carried over from winter catalog. I believe it's called Time Worn. If somebody knows, correct me. Good morning, Donna. All right, so I had platform 1, my 3D embossing folder, and then platform number 4 was the layer that I used. And then I get this textured background, which I love because it's like a splatter, but yet there's some words. All right, and this is called, these are embossing folders. So the one I did before is a heat emboss, and this is a dry emboss, okay? So now our little hexagons here that we cut out of the bumblebee cardstock, I'm just going to put those right here inside of the Hive embossing folder. And this is in the new January through June mini. And it is so pretty. It looks just like honeycomb. So I'm going to put this on platform 4, being it's a 3D embossing folder. Good morning, Carlene. All right. Oops. That one came right out with the static. So there's our hexagons embossed with the hive embossing. All right. I think we're done with the big machine. I'm going to move that out of the way. And is what I'm going to bring in. There's lots of technique on this card, but it's fun. So I have a blending brush and I have the Mango Melody ink. And I'm going to just add a little bit of dimension and color to our hexagons. I'm just going to pick this up and I'm going to start blending off and then move into the hexagon. So you can see the color that added. So here's plain and here's some color. And I'm going to do that on all three of them, just a little bit. That. And the last one here. Okay. So now you can see the depth that added to our hexagons, right? The blending brushes, all you need to do is just run them under cold water, blot them with a microfiber towel, and then you can reuse them and go from color to color. They rinse out really nice. All right, so our next piece to stamp is going to be our sentiment here. And this again was that label from the message dies. Don't forget that you have lots of sentiments that fit in these label dies. So, and I thought this was a really cute shape to use. So I'm going to be using the sentiment that says, have a perfect birthday. And that comes from, there's a collection of product in there in the January through June mini. And you get the 2 stamp sets and the dies, and I love this set. But I'm going to be using the sentiment here from Have a Perfect Birthday. And Early Espresso ink. So open that up. Just set this here. And ink it up good. And set it right in on our label. Okay, so there's our sentiment. And while we've got the ink out, I'm going to use the Happy Birthday for the insert from this Flowing Flowers stamp set. This set is beautiful. It's the distinctive stamping, so it's all shaded and textured for you. Okay, so I'm going to bring in Happy Birthday, and they're part of the insert, which also is basic white and measures 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to ink this up, and I'm just going to stamp our little sentiment in the middle. All right. So now, time to assemble. So let's take our embossed background. The card base we're going to use today is Crumb Cake, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Good morning, Kay's Cards. How are you? Welcome back. Thank you for sharing. All right, so there's our card base, and this is Crumb Cake, which I don't use Crumb Cake card bases as often as I should, because I think they make a great impact on the card. So let's get our Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm going to put those on the back. My backings. This Take Your Pick tool is awesome. I use it a lot. And I'm just going to put that right here, centered on the front of our card. The large hexagon, I'm just going to glue that down directly to the card base. And this middle size, I'm going to pop up on dimensionals also, because what would it be without, dimensionals? Right, Peggy and Donna? Good morning, Kathy. All right, so then I'm just going to add that here. Are you guys all signed up for our spring retreat on February 20th? I'm really excited about it. We have some great projects. It's a great venue that we're holding it at. We'll be able to safely distance. So if that's a concern, know that there will be plenty of room to spread out. You can register by the 20th and get in on the early bird special. And you can just go to createwithbrenda.com and there's a form there to register. So check it out. All right, so our little sentiment for on the front, I'm going to use mini dimensionals. Good morning, Ginger. Yes, I love the writing on these stamps too. The font. All right, so there it is. Looking kind of plain, isn't it? Yep. So let's add our stuff. So this little sprig of flowers that I die cut from the Honeybee Home, I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue to the back. And of this, just little tiny dots will do it. I didn't put anything on this top flower that I'm pinching because when I put it in here, it lays across the honeycombed hexagons and I don't want it stuck down to our dry embossed piece. I'm just going to add in the grasses. I see I forgot one little dot there. I want that out. There we go. All right, we'll give that just a minute to stick down. And while we're waiting for that, we'll add some dimensionals to the bees. Now the bees are the ones that we heat embossed. So all right, I'm going to see if I can take that one off. I didn't want one on there. I just want plain Stampin' Seal on that one. All right, I'm going to put this little guy, actually he's the big guy, right up there. I'm going to do this one kind of flying in. Oops, I didn't get the backing off. No wonder it didn't stick. Kind of flying into our flower. And then this little guy is going to be right up there ready. Like so. I think I need a dab of glue here. So there's that. And to kind of bring in our gold from the bees, let's add some of our gilded gems. And these again are from the annual catalog. So I'm just going to take one and I'll put right up there. Take a medium size one and we'll add it here. And then we'll do a small one and pop it right up here. Do you love it? I know. That Hive embossing folder is really, really gorgeous. I need to find my little sand eraser here. I see I have a little bit of a blob. There we go. And I'm going to add some adhesive just to the top. And then I can put that right in here. Because whenever I use colored card bases, I like to have the insert either be basic white or very vanilla. So there's Happy Birthday with our beautifully decorated front. All right, you guys. My January host code is right up there. If you'd like to place an order with me this month, when you place an order of $75 or more, I send you a pre-cut pack of cards. And then we are going to do a crafting day in February. And we'll do that via Zoom so that if you aren't on Facebook, which obviously all of you are, but I do have a few customers that are not on Facebook. So I do it via Zoom and then I can include more people, and then I upload it to YouTube so that if you can't do it the day that I schedule it, well, you can go back to YouTube and do it when you can. So that's it for today, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I look forward to seeing you again next Saturday. I forgot to mention coffee. I hope you're enjoying your coffee this morning. Have a great day. Bye-bye.